Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Sooner Nation? This is your host, Jaren Kanik. I'm joined by Danny Stutzman, Jeremiah Hall, and Brayden Willis. Welcome back to another episode, a very spooky episode of the Podcast on the Prairie.
I wonder if we got
Fellas?
some
What's up?
spooky
What's
intro
up?
music.
What's happening?
Yo.
Hello,
Hello,
guys.
hello,
Hey, Willie.
Fellas.
Hello.
It's good to see y'all again.
It's good
It's
to
a
see.
very,
I saw Jay Hall at the Walk of Champions.
Uh,
Nice to see that glistening head, fresh.
Yeah,
shave.
I was actually funny story about the Walk of Champions. So the sun was setting on the back end of us, but I noticed I thought the sun was in my eyes or something. I was walking east, and I caught the biggest glare in my eyes. I thought the sun was setting to the east, but it was actually just the sun reflecting off of Jeremiah's forehead. So there's your little fun fact of the day.
I think our
I'm
bus
sensitive.
driver had to put emergency shades on because we almost couldn't see the road when we were coming down Lindsay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you had to toss
He had
some
to put
Louis
a quick,
V's
a
that you
quick
had.
blinder so you didn't get a wreck and
yeah.
kill.
I didn't wear shades for
But
this one
anyway.
either. It was kind of
Hey, just so both of y'all know, I ran to catch you guys and say, hey, that's how much of a friend I am. Because y'all
Aw.
passed me the first time.
oh, I appreciate that.
I gave you a really big hug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
gave
did,
you some
bro.
good
That
dapskis.
felt good. I was like, this feels like my son. Go ball
Aw.
out.
Aw.
Bro, I was right there next to Papa Stutz, bro. He was already lit. It was like 10:30.
Lord,
yeah,
Papa
yeah.
Stutz begin.
3 o'clock, dude, on a Saturday. Come on.
Yeah,
You kidding
bro.
me?
I don't even know if he recognized me.
He saw
He,
something.
he probably recognizes you.
Nah, he
Papa
recognized
Stutz
me.
be in his own world, bro. I love it.
Bro, I
Facts.
totally looked bad because after I hugged you guys, I walked away and I was holding a white cup and I tripped on the sidewalk walking back to where I was going in front of all those people. I was like, no, J Hall.
Ah, He's
Don't get
losing
that
it.
look.
He's
One of
losing it,
those- one of
fellas.
those guys.
He's losing it, fellas.
He's lost his touch.
Where's Jaren?
What do
What
you
do you
mean?
mean? I'm right here.
Oh yeah. Nice hat,
This
bro.
this is him after the Cincinnati game.
Yeah,
You guys are wondering. For everyone wondering, this is what actually happened.
this is when I actually died. I just took my skin suit off for the night. I got itchy.
This is what the ambulance ride looked like.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Bro, did you have a sorority girl come and do this or was this
Oh, no,
real
this,
effort?
This is all us. This is all us. We actually.
They spent $700 worth of Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Funny
we went
story.
all-
I actually got to do that tomorrow. Position room. The decorating position room. So can't wait.
Oh, rookie duties.
I know.
You gonna go all out?
Yeah, man. I got some props if y'all want to see. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, bring it up.
We're just gonna skip straight to Brayden sitting down.
Oh, here we go. Got some spider webs and
Nice. Okay.
spiders on them. You know what I'm saying?
Spooky.
Some more
Ooh.
spider webs.
Ooh.
You know, whatever these are. Not gonna lie, my girlfriend got most of this. So, got some tape, some do not enter tape, some bat,
Okay.
skeleton. If that could come out. And some eyeballs, some skulls. Yeah, the whole nine. So I'm ready for it tomorrow, fella.
C plus.
You got lights?
B plus? No, I need to go get some lights.
You got to get the
Yeah,
lights.
bro.
The lights just bring it all together.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Ditto.
That was the stuff that we couldn't get from like a Target or something or Hobby
You gotta
Lobby
get
or
a
something
fog
like that.
machine. You need a fog machine.
Ooh, that'd be lit.
Fog machine. in the
That
tight end
would
room.
that would be lit.
What's your most annoying rookie duty? What would you say?
I
The
actually don't have
showers.
any. What? I actually don't have a lot of rookie duties, honestly. So hopefully this doesn't get out and uh, y'all cause me to have more. But I mean, maybe stocking a tight end room with snacks. But I mean, I've done that like
That's not bad.
twice, so it's
Are they
not
still
really
listening
bad.
to the podcast?
The 49ers are, not anybody else, but like the media team probably is. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout
Hey,
out
if
to
y'all
y'all.
are listening, I'm still in good shape if Juice ever decides to retire.
Come on.
If y'all need some linebackers, I know you already got some, but you know,
Well, yeah.
Contracts, might be expiring. Might be a little pricey to keep them.
It's getting a little pricey. Yeah. Hey, we got some great talent on this podcast, man.
Hey, that is true.
I'll try to put a word in for everybody.
Hey,
Look
so
at
like,
Jaren.
are you like done wearing the rookie badge?
Yeah, that
just
was
for
a
the first
one-game
team?
thing. Yeah, that
Okay,
was a
okay.
one-game thing. I'm glad because that's like a target. That's like a look at me, I'm a rookie, come at me target.
Please expose me immediately.
Yeah. Like if I'm on any special teams, they're like, yeah, we're going after that guy.
Oh,
So I'm
boy.
glad that's off.
Hey, are one of y'all gonna pull off a Jimmy Butler this week for your hair?
I kind of already have it going.
Jaren
to be
has
honest.
the best chance of it.
So we got
I
the
would.
perms, and like Danny's kind
I
of
could.
worked, but mine just kind of didn't.
If I put
So
some curl cream in my hair,
it's kind of hard to perm a straw. So
Yeah.
basically what my hair is at this point. It's like rope.
I might get
I
my
was about to
hair
say-
sprayed again. We'll see.
How
see.
damaged do you think that is?
My hair's good. I'm not gonna
Danny's
lie.
isn't as bad as mine. Mine is pretty bad.
Mine. I've been taking good care of it.
I try to take
Jaren's-
care of it, but
Jaren's is like, hey,
yeah,
Well,
it's like straw.
Maybe we should
well,
like.
this week, guys, we got a lot of F Texas. For me, y'all are playing Texas, hate Texas, and then we're playing Dallas. So
them boys.
we just gotta. It's like a whole like just gotta throw the whole state of Texas away for this week. Can't mess with any of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, my middle school team that I'm coaching, for all my Oklahoma people, we're playing Long Grove, and they're the Longhorns. So,
Oh wow,
yeah,
You know, sure.
horns down.
horns down,
Straight down.
horns down. Actually, you
Yeah,
know, I want to say that I wish I could play in this game so I could get that bad taste out of my mouth. I have confidence that y'all gonna do what y'all need to do for me and the fellas that left, but I catch so many strays. It is ridiculous how
I
many
saw your
strays I
tweet.
catch.
Yeah, you've been catching
I
quite a
really
few.
bro. I catch so many strays. They're like, yeah, y'all's quarterback last year. Well, yeah. Tight end as a quarterback, he was that bad. I was like, I'll be like, then our fans would be like, oh, tight end was playing quarterback, doesn't count. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah, the
Fellas.
narrative was our backup quarterback was so bad that we moved him to tight end. That would be Brayden Willis.
Like, oh my god! I'm like, fellas, ladies, like, please. So
I don't think
don't
you're
know
that
how
bad,
long.
bro.
I don't know how long that's gonna go. I don't know.
I thought you were
Probably for
good.
the rest of your
honestly.
career, realistically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just think that y'all need to go get a dub this weekend, so I don't have to hear about it anymore.
Mhm.
Facts.
Y'all
Right.
go get a dub. That fixes all my problems.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
Mine is a fan too, bro. Bad taste in my mouth last year. Oh, also, let me tell you what Brayden did last year, right? Because Jaren
What I
doesn't
did.
like podcast, and I know Danny wasn't listening. So Brayden comes on here and he's like, yo, like, tune in Saturday. Like, I can't tell you what we doing, but it's gonna be lit. Like, just wait. Bro. They come out on Wildcat, I think, on what, the second drive? Or was it the first drive?
Man,
It might
No,
have
it was
been
definitely the second.
at some point in the first drive.
Yeah. It was
Being
early.
honest.
And
Yeah.
bro, I was going crazy. I'm like, yo, like we actually got a chance. Y'all are moving the ball. I'm like, we're gonna win.
We were
this
moving the
thing.
ball, bro. We went to the red zone like 3 or 4 different times, like in that
Yeah.
Wildcat package. Like it
Mhm.
actually wasn't bad. We just had to finish. If we would have scored those touchdowns, it's probably a different game because then we're like not putting the defense on the field like immediately because they were on the field all game long last year. So we're giving them breaks. They're giving them a chance to catch their breath, regroup, whatever. If we would have
Mhm.
scored, finished those drives, it's a different game.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna cut you off, bro. I don't want to talk about this game no more.
I don't
Like,
either. If I'm being
let's
honest.
just stop there, man. I've had enough of talking about last year. That's in the books, man. Burn the tape.
Blech.
I'm sorry, B. Will, man. You have a lot of football to be played. We can just forget it. We can throw that one in.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
bro.
100% with you. I do not mind doing that at all. That was the worst experience I've had as a football player.
Hey, chill out.
To
That's
them?
all I got left. Last year.
Nah,
The year before last.
J Hall, you have a beautiful memory of OU Texas. Let's just keep it there.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do. Okay. All right. Before we move on, hold on. This was last year too, and it has nothing to do with the game. But I want to bring it up real quick. So last year, we suggested to a fan, okay, his girlfriend at the time had got invited to a wedding, but it was the same day as the game, and he had hit us up. He was like, "Yo, should I go to the game or should I go to the wedding?"
Ooh.
Game.
Last year he was probably better off going to the wedding.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
That's hindsight.
last year we said the wedding.
It was last year we said the wedding?
We said the wedding, and then we were like, "Nah, never mind. Go to the game."
Yeah, we
You won't
probably
regret
should
it.
have.
You won't regret it. Go to the game.
Yeah, we probably should have told him to stick with the wedding.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're listening this year, go to the game this year.
This
Go
year,
to the game.
go to the game. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Man, all right. Iowa State at home, Parents Weekend, which I didn't know it was going to be Parents Weekend. By the way, let's just say there were a lot of moms there.
Oh, Jay Hall. Wow.
Whoa, J Hall.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm bald, bro. I got a wide age range. What do you want me to say?
No,
Hey.
I'm all for it, dude.
He appeals to all ages.
right.
Man.
All
Hey,
like
bro.
it.
28, 33,
Cover it.
40.
Never know.
42,
50,
24.
60.
72.
65, kind of getting there. I don't.
I don't know.
Hey, the 65-year-olds need love too, J Hall.
Yep.
Oh, also, by the way, shout out to y'all because now Brock has to wear an OU hat all day on Wednesday. So,
Really?
yeah, put a little friendly bet on there.
Perfect.
You know, riding with the guys.
Hey, B, what's your first memory from your time playing sports as a kid?
Jay, there was one time I was playing flag football as a kid, man. I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. I got the ball. I was a running back. Got the ball. I started running the opposite way. I was moving, though. I was running the opposite way. I was running towards their end zone. My mom has it on camera. She was screaming at me to go the other way. I heard my mom turn around, and I scored like a 95-yard touchdown. Jay, I9 Sports is providing these memories for kids throughout the state of Oklahoma. If you're a parent looking to sign your kid up for youth sports, look no further than I9 Sports.
We highly encourage you to sign your kid up for flag football, but we also have basketball, volleyball, baseball, and soccer. Ages vary from 3 to 14.
And parents, here's a great perk for you. Practice and games are on the same day, so it's a one-day-a-week commitment, and the leagues last for only 7 weeks.
They have locations in the Edmond, OKC area, Yukon, Moore, and Norman. So check them out by going to I9 Sports or call 405-225-7048.
I'm sorry, Brock, but
Yeah.
my boys got this one. The boys are rolling.
Not facts.
Hey, bro, so y'all started off the game hot. Anything leading up to the game that y'all want to touch on before we actually talk about the game? I was there. I had a great time. I got plenty to talk about, but anything outside the ordinary?
Jaren, you got anything?
I'm trying to think. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. I mean,
No, bro. So every week, Miss Pam Roof, Coach Roof's wife, makes cookies. All right, and usually the linebackers get first dibs on the cookies, bro. This week, there was no chocolate chips they're already out in the locker room before I could get my cookies.
Oatmeal raisin.
No. All right. So she makes chocolate chips that are so good. She makes really good cookies. All right. She goes to town on Wednesday night and makes a ton of cookies. So she made chocolate chip, sugar cookie, and then oatmeal chocolate chip, which aren't bad. Like they're still good, but they're not
chocolate chip.
You just want the chocolate
They're
chip.
just not chocolate chip.
They're not chocolate chip.
Like after practice on Thursday, by the time I do all my actually, maybe it was the Friday. I don't know. I didn't get any chocolate chip cookies. And I was low key butthurt. that's kind of out of the ordinary. I usually have like a ton before they even get passed down, but I didn't have a chance for that, which is kind of bummed me out.
Would y'all say chocolate chip is the pinnacle of cookies?
Absolutely, 100%.
It has to be, huh?
Actually, except those little,
even argue?
No, wait. Growing up, dude, those little ones like the sugar cookies that have the frosting on top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
those
the
are
ones you used to bring to like the class functions and the New Year. Yeah,
those
like
are
you bring them for the class party.
Yeah.
I think so. I think like Toll House chocolate chip cookies, like come on, man, you can't beat them.
What about like those super soft ones? Either you love them or you hate them. You know what I'm talking about?
Like which one?
I like soft, like the soft Chips Ahoy cookie. I know it's like Chips Ahoy, so it's like
no, they're
not
like
real, but like they're good.
I'll take.
No, I love the soft Chips Ahoy. I love them.
I like the gooey ones, bro. Like you know
like,
what I'm talking about?
Like the little like under, not the like a little under, not under. Per se,
like
but I know what you're talking about.
It's like
when you're picking it up, it's like about to like crumble, basically. Like it's starting to bend.
If you hold it on one end, it'll fall apart on the other.
It's gonna bend.
It's like a New York pizza, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's got a little curve. You know,
I didn't know that would be the topic of conversation tonight. Cookies. Hey, speaking of, Beamer used to bring them faithfully.
Oh yeah, that was a good time.
Me and Danny are still planning on baking cookies for our neighbors.
Yeah, Jaren.
For those of you who don't know, me and Danny are neighbors. We live right down the street from each other, so we were gonna try to do our best to bake some cookies and give them to our neighbors.
We noticed Jaren has some neighbors that look quite attractive.
You know, like
we haven't been able to, we haven't been able to see them, but like you know, we kind of just seen them like coming and going,
like in passing, like maybe like seeing the back of their head, like some like you know like our age range.
We just saw blonde hair look kind of young.
Blonde girls.
I was gonna say y'all saw a figure in blonde hair. Come on, man.
And we were thinking, you know, bake them.
We were like,
bake them some cookies,
bake them some cookies, and take them over there and say what's up.
We've been lazy.
I live here, you know.
What's some ladies,
man? Do people ever get y'all confused? Like just out in public or in school?
They see like the big buff one, and then they see the one with the straw hair, and then it's like it's obvious. I will admit, Jaren grows a better beard than me. I'll give him that. I'm a little patchy, like right there.
I've been working on it, if you know what I mean.
I grow a better mustache.
Ooh, we got 3 beards and one lonely guy up at the top right.
But the mustache is fire. If I can grow it out, I can curl it up, dude. If I really wanted to.
Stash is fire though.
My stash is pretty thin. I'm kind of liking that.
The only flaw is my Fu Man shoe doesn't really grow in too strong for OSU, which is kind of a negative.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and grow it out this year, but yeah, it doesn't really like, you know.
I feel you, bro. Mine's a little thin too. Like you don't really like. You know what I'm saying? I just get that.
Can't relate.
Blonde.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Way to set the tone for the podcast, B. Willie.
Yeah.
Do you take care of your beard? Like, do you do it, or you just let it?
Do you do any beard oil or anything like that?
Yeah, brush. No, I'm not a beard oil guy. I wash my beard. Believe it or not, wash it.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta wash the beard, condition it. I mean, I brush it. Right now, I just got up from, lounging, so like it's not anything special right now. Brush it, comb it, you know what I'm saying? But no beard oil. I think that's too much. I don't have the time or the patience to be sitting there like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I've been seeing the stuff on TikTok of like the hair regrowth stuff. I've been seeing dudes that are literally like have no hair and then it grows back, like pretty well. So maybe we could look into that.
Maybe get a sponsorship.
Maybe we get a sponsorship.
Help one of our podcast members here out. I'm not gonna say any names,
but let's just try it, dude. This could be a really good experience. Like
yeah. You mean don't knock until you try it, you know.
You have
we might eliminate one of J Hall's age ranges for his dating pool.
True. But next thing you know, he has these nice little beautiful Jerry curls, looking all cute.
Oh, Jerry curls for Jerry.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta do it. Come on, bro.
You gotta get it back.
You gotta try it,
bro.
Hey, how about this? From now on,
everything 35 and up will be fine.
All right. How about from now on, you start growing the hair out till the end of the season, or maybe till a loss.
Make a bet right now.
Grow the hair out till we lose.
Yeah, I was gonna make a bet. If y'all beat Texas, J Hall has to grow up the hair.
Bro, I can't do it.
If we lose, I shave my head.
I work in a customer
Whoa.
facing.
Okay.
No, I don't care about what you're saying right now, Jay. We got to do that bet.
Danny copies your look, and then you attempt to copy his.
Oh my gosh, that's a terrible bet.
Please.
Why not the other way around? Why not a Sooner win? Danny goes bald.
Like what?
Like, why would we do that?
I don't like those odds.
It's not great.
I feel like the first one's a good one. Like
The first one's the best one.
I'm
I
being
mean, we'll
played.
let Sooner Nation decide. Sooner Nation, drop in the comments if we should have J Hall grow his hair back after a Sooner dub, and Danny vice versa if we lose, which we're not going to talk about that because that's not the possibility. So looks like you're getting Jerry curls, Jerry.
Third play of the game, we got a Billy Bowman interception.
crowd was going nuts. That place was electric.
Crowd was going crazy.
That was refreshing to see.
It's one of those crowd moments that really makes the hair on the top of your head stand up. You know, like it's
I hate you all.
the stadium's just vibrating and shaking. I don't know if Jay Hall experienced that like quite like I did, but
I feel like I'm losing control of my podcast. It's not even mine anymore. I guess it is y'all's.
All right, Sooner Nation. You know this pod stresses a key phrase: drip or drown.
Drip or drown rings especially true on OU game days.
Jay, the good thing is our sponsor, Home Field Apparel, is making sure our OU fans and college fans across the country look good on game day.
Home Field is a premium collegiate apparel brand based in Indianapolis. They emphasize their commitment to creating incredibly comfortable, officially licensed apparel with vintage college designs.
Home Field designs are super unique because they dove into the archives and history of each school, using unique logos, mascots, and iconic moments to create thoughtfully designed apparel.
Hey, some of our favorites on the podcast are the Play Like a Champion t-shirt, the University of Oklahoma crew neck, and of course the 2023 Softball World Series Championship t-shirt.
Sooner Nation, check them out for yourself at homefieldapparel.com, where you can see their selection of colleges available.
And guess what? Our listeners get 15% off their first order with the discount code Prairie23. That's Prairie23.
How electric was that?
To the crib. Stadium was shaking. Hair was standing up. Some hair.
I was very excited. I'm not gonna lie. I thought y'all were just gonna run them out the stadium after that. I was like, uh-oh, here it goes. But yeah.
Bro, the thing is, like, we celebrate too hard. And so the next drive, we're always so tired. And the offense that comes out is fresh, and we are exhausted.
That's one thing about a pick six that is definitely
not
because you just celebrate so hard, and then you're gonna come right back out and get back on defense after you just celebrate so hard. You're just so tired.
100%.
Key Lawrence wasn't even blocking anybody. I think he was just like, "Come on, Billy," and he just did that all the way
to the promised land.
He was there for moral support.
He was.
Oh boy, hey, no, that was a good pick. Good job on you guys applying pressure. Really, bro, I think y'all played man like what 80% of the snaps, it seemed like. Am I wrong?
We were in quite a bit. There was one man call in particular that we did a lot that wasn't really, we kind of messed up a lot. Actually, today in the meeting, like if you hadn't known how the game went and you were in the first probably half of our meeting today, you probably would have thought we'd lost. The way that like we were just so hard on ourselves and so strict on our details, like just the energy in that room, like you could have dropped a needle in there. Like it was so tense talking about like, because there was stuff like that we could get exposed by that we didn't. And then additionally, it was the stuff that we did get exposed, which I mean, we don't really need to talk about. You guys saw it, but it's just very good hard coaching in that moment today, which is good. That's what we need.
No, that's good, man. Yeah, that's good. You can't always, you know what I'm saying? Y'all playing well, but I mean, you can't tell yourselves that y'all are playing well. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to keep on acting like, you know, y'all are grinding it out. Good hard coaching, man. It's you know, because that's kind of the circumstance we're in. That's always a good thing. So hopefully they keep the pressure on y'all. That's the biggest thing. Never get complacent.
Mm-hmm.
I like the man-to-man. I think we talked about it last week. You know, when you're playing man, then you're pretty much putting all your faith into the DBs, especially when you got 4 receivers and single high safety coverage. Can you guys talk to us about, I guess, Billy and who else was the other person? Billy and Key made the same mistake trying to figure out where they were going to jump the ball, tackle the guy. Both led to a touchdown. What was the response from the coaches on that one or from themselves?
Yeah. Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, right now we lead the country in interceptions, which, I mean, that doesn't happen bro, honestly, like, look at, like, Trayvon Diggs a few years ago. Like, dude was making so many plays, but obviously, like, when you have playmakers that are going for the ball, I mean, sometimes, you know, they're not really focused on, you know, kind of hitting the receiver. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're kind of focused on, all right, here's the ball in the air. I'm going to take a shot at it. And I think, you know, kind of miscalculated it. But, dude, honestly, like, I'm taking that bet like 50-50. Like, you know, I'm cool with them. I'm cool with them going for that because, like, in the game of football, like, a turnover is so, like, impactful. Like, the spread of having an interception. And I mean,
right. Because if he catches
if
he catches that, that's an immediately game-changing event. So, I mean, I'm cool with that too.
I mean, obviously, you know, you kind of don't want those mistakes, but, you know, if something like that happens, man, it's not the end of the world. You know, that's just Oklahoma kind of just beating Oklahoma. You know, they're not doing anything, you know, anything game plan wise or something like that. It's just like an explosive play. It's not even like a bust. Like, he's right there. You know, those are guys that have made so many big plays for us, you know, in the past and stuff like that. So, I mean, you just got to have all faith in them. You know, the last thing you want to do is start pointing fingers, you know, kind of messing them up when they're just trying to make a play on the ball, being competitive ball players. And, you know, realistically, you know, you got to have people like that on the team. Obviously, you know, it hurts in those moments, but, you know, when he comes up with a crazy play in the Cincinnati game or Billy with the pick six, you know, right before, man, it's like it changes the momentum so much. And, you know, I think, you know, you got to live and die with those mistakes.
Yeah. And what's
it's
important
almost
too
like.
is, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what's important too is, you know, being that teammate to help lift that guy up and express your confidence in them and express that, you know, that like they're not, you know, what they were thinking. You know, it was they're trying to make a play on the ball. You got to build them up, and, you know, hey, all right, next rep, we'll get you next rep. It happens. You know, that's how football goes. So, you know, being the teammate to help pick that guy up and surrounding that guy with love and confidence, you know, and helping play the next play is like, you know, last year it seems like we kind of got in a funk sometimes. You know, just I didn't play very much, so watch from the sidelines. It just seemed like, you know, if something bad happened or something went down, we'd almost get in a funk and couldn't come out. And so having those guys to support you when you make that mistake is also a really good thing that I think we've gotten a lot better at this year. And, you know, that just comes with how tight we are as a unit and everything, and how much we love and respect and are confident in each other and then confident in the guy next to us. So
100%. And what I was going to say was this: football is like, you know, I couldn't put a percentage on it, but it's a little bit coaching a lot of like players. Players make the game, right? And so a lot of times what fans don't understand is that like coaching technique and stuff only gets you so far. Sometimes you have to have players that have the ability to go make a play. You know what I'm saying? Take a risk, take a gamble, whatever. Like we always hear about how Roy Williams, you know, Superman play wasn't even supposed to happen. Like he was not supposed to jump. Coach Stoops actually told him, do not jump. Yeah. And he still did it, and that became the play. So I just think when people are talking about that in particular, you got to understand that playmakers make plays. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But when it all works out, everybody's happy. So that's something you kind of got to live and die with. And like you said, just having the support to be able to lift y'all up. Like one mistake, it doesn't cost y'all the game. You know what I'm saying? As long as y'all get back on y'all stuff, focus on the details, and just continue to grind. Like one mistake won't kill a game.
Shoot your shot, man. Shoot your shot. One thing that I will say, just reiterating what Brayden just said, you'll never learn if you don't fully commit one way or the other. You know, if you're always teeter-tottering, if you're always playing it safe, then you'll never fully have the confidence to make one decision or the other. So while granted, Billy and Key gave up an interception, a touchdown, you learn from it. Like you guys said, you learn from it. And you don't become the number one leader in the nation in interceptions if you don't. All right. One thing I did like about what happened afterwards was the response. You know,
Mhm.
you give up 2 touchdowns. Things are happening fast. We get the pick six, then they score. All right, we get the ball back, score. They get a score. You know, we were trading blows at the beginning of the game, and I was kind of like, man, you know, the typical Big 12 high scoring, no defense type of game. Is that what this is going to turn into? And after the first quarter, you guys ended up proving us wrong. You have a shutout basically in the second half. What was you guys' mindset after you got punched in the mouth early on? The running back was breaking tackles, making long runs. How did you guys respond personally to that?
Yeah, initially, they were a team that did a lot of like stretch and inside zone, kind of schemes. For the people that don't know, that's kind of just, I think, honestly, people, the offensive guy can kind of explain that. We like to get into the technical terms here. So why don't you give them a little rundown on that?
Yeah, I mean, inside zones, you're basically it's what it sounds like for anybody that doesn't know. So you're running, everybody's stretching out to the side, and you're basically creating gaps, zones as we call it. And you want to hit the inside zone. A lot of times inside zones cut back. So what you'll see a lot of times is you'll either have like a sifter, like a cross sifter, or like a tight end in the wing cutting off the backside so that you could cut it back all the way to the backside. But on that, you just, we're blocking inside zone to the right. Everybody's taking the inside zone footwork to the right, which is a lot shorter than the outside zone. Like outside zones, we're running off the ball. Inside zones, we're just staying on our track towards a man, and we're using combo blocks to get up to the linebackers. That's all the inside zone is. And it just gives the running back the ability to be able to pick his gap, try to get the linebackers to shoot their guns into the wrong like gap. You know what I'm saying? You can influence a linebacker by how you're pushing your ankles and everything. So that's essentially what the inside zone is.
Yeah, so they were doing a lot of that, a lot of stretch, kind of like he's saying, as a linebacker, typically when you get a stretch, the first initial reaction is kind of go with that flow. That's kind of what they want you to do. They want you to spread you out so that they can find a crease. But when you're going against it, obviously, you're taught now to spike the gaps, eliminate them, to create the knockback when they're going sideways. But so that was kind of their game plan. What we've seen previously. That's kind of what we studied all week.
Danny, before you move on real quick, just touching on what he was talking about. So Brayden just talked about the inside zone. Everybody's working inside out. Danny just mentioned the stretch play outside zone. Okay, so how he just said about the flow. All right, the reason they were having success with that early on is because we were playing man. Okay, so you get no run support from the back end. So let's just say you got 2x2 receivers, right? If we're playing man, you got a corner and a safety on one, you got a corner and a safety on another, or let's just say we're 3x1 to the short side of the field. We call it the boundary. Okay, if we're running stretch to the boundary, then it's basically man on man across the board. Like each lineman has a end, a tackle, a linebacker. And what happened was Danny, how he just said he wasn't. What was the S word that you used, Danny?
Spike the gaps.
Spike the gap. Okay, that means fill the gap. Also, in simpler terms, it means stop the flow. So when they started running the stretch plays early on, they weren't able to stop the flow, which enabled gaps to be open for the running back.
Let me correct you there.
Go ahead.
We had no problem stopping the stretch or the inside zone, which was where
early on, bro. He definitely bust about 40 yards.
Let me set up the story.
Y'all were running games on the front end.
Let me set up the story, man. So this is the team that did a lot of stretch and inside zone, and this game they started doing gap scheme, which we're always going to get to, which is what got us because we haven't practiced gap scheme much. We haven't really seen it, but I think it was good because Texas also runs a lot of gap scheme. We can get into that, but they started doing some counters, down and rounds, and which also in man, you got to have really tight. You got to have the right fitter. So whenever they move those gaps, if they take it some 2 guys or 1 guy from the other side, that creates 3 more gaps or 2 more gaps on the play side. And so we were kind of a little rusty and kind of fitting those properly. And that was kind of what threw us off because we were practicing the inside zone, the outside zone, and the stretches so much that's kind of where the run game happened, where our fits weren't perfect. So they was able to create those little seams.
Not only that, and we also touched on this in previous podcasts, but a staple of this team and a really big thing that they're known for is a lot of jump, shift, trade, motion, which basically means they're going to change. The starting picture is going to change by the time the play happens. So they're going to motion a guy this way. They're going to trade a guy this way. They're going to swap. They're going to pull with the down around encounters. They're going to take linemen. They're going to pull them and run them to the other side. And so when they're doing all this to try and get the defense out of whack, it just adds a whole nother layer of, okay, really trying to lock down on where I'm supposed to be, and how, like it kind of messes up the angles and the timing and everything. And so that's something that we knew they were going to do. We were anticipating it, but obviously the scout team can't give a perfect look during the week. So kind of getting out there during the game, it's a little bit like feeling it out in the first few plays or so. But
and then early on, game plan wise, a lot of the stunts that we were running were for like the zone schemes and stuff like that. So then, as a scheme, it's kind of like chess, against the offensive defense coordinator. So when we're calling the stunts, and we're aligned for the zone, and they're getting us a gap scheme to kind of get to some bad calls where we have guys out of position. If we're doing a half line stunt, it's good against the stretch, but it's not so much good against the counter. You got to do a full line stunt instead of moving guys half a gap.
I mean, and we touched on this last year. I think Jay Hall and I did when we were going through rough patches in the season. People don't understand that like this is another Division I football program with coaches that are getting paid, guys that are getting scholarships, that were the best of their high school, et cetera, et cetera. Like they're gonna make adjustments too. Like they're playing Oklahoma. You don't think they had a plan? You know what I'm saying? So like I just implore people not to freak out when they see the initial, like the first, couple drives of a game. Like there's a lot of filling out. It's like a boxer, like it's like boxers like filling each other out. And then like later on in the fight, that's when they start getting into it. But I see a lot of people stress out for no reason early on in the game. And like meanwhile, I'm just cooling. Like I know, because you know what I'm saying, you got to fill it out. So meanwhile, while I'm watching the game, I have a very different, and I imagine you do too, Jay Hall. I have a very different perspective than most fans do.
You're looking at X's and O's, baby.
Yeah.
X's and O's.
An offense is always going to come out with something that we didn't anticipate or we didn't practice. That's just kind of the way it is. We have such a short time to prepare. We can't possibly get to everything they could possibly do. So there's always going to be a
defense is kind of reactive. Yeah, defense is kind of reactive in general. You know what I'm saying? Offense can literally do, like, they could not have run any like gap scheme ever before, but that's easy to put in. You know what I'm saying? Like all you gotta do is teach it throughout the weekend. You could run it efficiently within 5 days. Yeah, defense don't know what you're gonna pull out. Yeah,
we're playing OU this week. Let's put it in. I know we've never ran it ever.
Yeah,
how you're saying you guys
going to Norman?
How you guys can install just a play like that and learn in 5 days? On the defense side of the ball, we have to figure out a way to guard that play in every single one of our calls. And so you install one play, then we have to figure out how to fit it 30 different ways, pretty essentially.
Yeah. And recognize it, right? Because I mean, like y'all said, y'all like Iowa State did a lot of jump shifts, a lot of motioning, a lot of changing like looks on y'all. So like for people that understand, all they're doing is trying to get to the same play in different formations, different ways, just trying to mess with y'all's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
An example from when me and Brayden played, we had something called purple. All right. Now, purple could mean any play for any given week. And as a matter of fact, Lincoln will like schedule our offense for like the following week. So like you would prepare for what we ran last week, and Lincoln would have like a whole another 20, 25 set of plays just for that specific team, knowing that you guys would align a certain way based off a previous look that you ran like 2 games before or 3 games before. They're like, hey, if we line up like this, we know in this situation they're going to do that, so we might as well run a different play that can. So not every play is the same every single week. Speaking of the offense, though, touching on them real quick, Jaren, you mentioned never knowing what an offense is going to come out of on the first drive, let alone the first play. B. Willie, we go with a flea flicker on the first play.
I love it. You got to throw a flea flicker against Iowa State. You just got to. I love it.
Yeah.
What I want to see this week? Just like a little foreshadow. I just want to see against Texas, the first play of the game, I want to see Wildcat just for the
Yeah.
just for giggles. I just you know what I'm saying. But
Why
anyways,
not?
the flea flicker was great, and I think offense played great, man. Like just starting off
Mhm.
like Iowa State had a plan. They switched it up. They were getting us a little bit. Like you just have to adjust, but that's part of complementary football. Like offense did its job while defense had to make the adjustments, and that's what a great team does.
I think that picking back of what you said about just making plays, Gabe,
Dylan,
yeah, my bad. DG did a bro, I blank. DG did a great job of just making the simple plays, like pitch and catch, bro, like simple outs on third down. Nick had a good post curl concept. Sometimes I think that Levy can get caught up in running so many concept type plays. Like you got a slant and go in the middle of the field, you got a drag on the backside, which has its effect in at certain times of the game. But sometimes, a simple curl will do. A simple out will do. 1-2-3 pass. 1-2-3 pass. DG was getting the ball out in rhythm. And when you can keep that up for offense, it really starts to feel like practice. It's not, we don't get the 1st and 10. Maybe we get a sack at 2nd and 15. Like we're not in rhythm. So I think they did a good job of coming out strong early. What do you think about DG and bro? Which one of y'all has some girl blowing up your phone?
It's him.
I don't know how to mute it, bro. Like I don't know.
DG touchdown, runs over somebody.
Boom.
Runs over.
Their
captain.
Does he lift?
Boom.
Is he Schmitty built? Is Dylan
He's
lift?
definitely Schmitty built. I saw a lot of Schmitty built activities on Saturday. I was very pleased. Jay Gibb, little make a miss, power into the end zone. I like it.
Oh, hey, that play, it was a 3rd down, and I'm on punt, and so obviously every 3rd down it's like punt team get ready, or maybe it was 4th down. It might have been, I don't know, it was 3rd or 4th down, and so I was right by the offense. Like I was like, you get curious, like, oh, what's the play call? And they came out with like some diamond formation, and like Blake Smith, one tight end's like, oh, dude, like Jay Gibb should score on this play, and then
he should like totally score on this play.
Yeah, and then Jay Gibb had like a route, and he like walked off the line, and then Coach Matt Wells was like, "Go Gibb!" Like he like yells at him. I guess he wasn't supposed to do that, but then they threw it to him. He caught it, and then I was like, "Dude, he literally just called that." I thought it was so crazy. He just predicted that.
Beautiful. A lot of times, the offensive player can kind of predict what, like, just based off what the play is, and like if you see the look, like if it's a look that we practiced all week in practice, and you're like, oh man, this is it. Like Jay Hall said, we used to have a play called Purple, and we used to run it against TCU all the time, and we knew when they ran their quarters, like it was gonna score every single time, and so we would be over there excited, like, oh, here it go. So easy to predict it.
Peyton blowing, block punt. Talk about it.
Playmaker. 100%.
We could have scored though.
Reminds me of a young me back in the day. I had 2 blocks as a freshman.
Yup.
Two pop blocks?
I did. Yeah. Kansas and West Virginia.
Coach V Larry said a stat. He's like, this is the first time someone has blocked 2 punts in a season since 2004. I swear he said that stat.
No, he said 2 punts in the same game.
Yeah. No, he didn't block 2 punts. He blocked 2 punts in the same game?
No, he said 2.
No.
Blocks in the season.
No, I will say though, I think I did like one was in 18 and one was in 19. If I'm
see, we caught you with the Coach V stat. He told us today in the meeting. He said whenever he said it, this is the first time in years that a player blocked.
I think I was trying to remember because I had a special teams play versus West V my freshman year.
The truth comes out.
Hey, did y'all see?
What it was is I recovered an onside kick versus West Virginia my freshman year to win the game.
That's different.
Yeah, it's still a.
I'll give it to you.
I'll give it to you. It's still a game breaking play. B plus. Give me an A minus.
A minus. A minus.
Hey, bro, all that work from Peyton and y'all didn't even score.
That was the goofy. I'm not gonna lie. Was that Trace?
Yeah.
Hey man.
Hey,
recovered the fumble.
Heat of the moment. He was trying to roll it in the end zone.
Listen,
that
Brayden,
was pretty goofy. Like that's my
I
guy.
recovered the fumble. Did you see me in the back of the end zone?
You watched. We can probably put a clip in. J Hall got so excited the ball just came right to his feet.
Bro, my friends hit me up. They were like, "Yo, J Hall, you're on national TV." I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I had to find a way back to it."
Hey, you
The
have
ball always finds its way
seats.
back
You got some
home.
good seats, man. Right on the field.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like once you're an alum, they just let you do whatever.
Hey, bro, when you get to this side, I'll let you know. But until then, don't worry
It's a
about
secret. You can't. If you know, you know.
it. Yeah, don't worry about it, cuz.
Football always finds its way back to Jeremiah Hall's hands.
Come on,
Yes, sir.
Just always. Anyway.
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, who else did good? There are a couple of shout outs. I felt like Stog on offense started the game strong. Some big key blocks on the first drive. So shout out to Austin Stogner.
nice
Drizzy
catch as well.
Drake Stoops, boy.
Dog.
Have a freaking day, bro. We gotta get him on the podcast.
Yeah, Driz is the man.
Hey,
also,
shout out
Marcus
Thompson.
Major.
Yeah, Marcus
Major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that man can run, bro. He's been, a little banged up, but it was so good to have him back, bro. That man is a trailblazer.
He's so talented, man. Marcus is so talented. Like, I really want to see him just, injury free, because when he's healthy, man.
He had that one catch. He caught it off his helmet.
Yeah,
he's afraid.
It's
awesome to see him play.
Yeah,
I heard you, Danny. B. Thompson on the 50-yard bomb down the field.
Love to see that. Yeah. Nick Anderson. My boy.
Man, we can go all day about these receivers, man.
The receivers look great, man. It gets me excited, man. And DG just Dyson, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just looks all great, man.
Brayden, I went to the locker room after the game, and I told G Freaky, one big fan, have our first conversation with him for the first time. We knew of each other, but like hadn't met. But I talked to Nick too, and I told him, I'm like, bro, like I knew you were gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna happen like this. Like 5 touchdowns, 5.
That's I think that's a like a way to take advantage of your opportunity, though, because he didn't start off as the like a guy. Well, like we knew he was going to be good. We knew he was going to be a key part to this offense, but to like have the effect that he had on this year, like that just only comes with taking advantage of your opportunities. You get an opportunity, you make a play. Get an opportunity, you make a play. Then after a while, the coach is like, every time we give him opportunity, he makes a play. So we need to go to him more. So.
Hey, the demoralizing blow, though, that I thought that pretty much capped the game off before halftime was the Gentry Williams interception. Great heads-up play. He just keeps finding a way to show up. Danny, Jaren, wrapping up the second half, the back end of the game, how would you grade the defense's overall production on the day? Fast start, but slow start. Given 2 busted coverages, but at the same time, quality football. What's you guys' reflection on the defense? C+. It
was all right. Could have been better.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot to improve on. I think I was talking about this during the game. I was like, man, like I feel like we stunk today. Like we really weren't that bad. I mean, just like inside looking out. I just feel like we have a lot to improve on. Like we're making strides, obviously, but we're nowhere near where we need to be. I think obviously we're making good improvement every single week. This is kind of a week to week sport. You're supposed to improve. If you're going to be right where you were at the week 1, that's not how that goes. But we're making little improvements, but we really got to clean some stuff up. We put some bad stuff on tape, but we know that though. So we're working on to improve that. And I think I was actually laughing during the game, like. Right, man, like we're so disappointed in ourselves and like we're only holding to 20 points. I feel like no shade, but like previous defenses, this would be like, this is a historic night for us, man.
We held them to 20. Let's celebrate.
This is insane. Like Norman's going to riot. Like
that's what I was going to say. Like
I'll tell you this real quick from my perspective, bro. I used to feel like our offense had to go out there and score 9 times out of 11. So if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to go into games and be like, "Hey, fellas, we every time the offense go on the field, we got to score." Like, so like it, and you're right. Like, like a lot of times, 20 points, like 20 points for most teams is gonna win a game. You know what I'm saying? So I was pleased with how y'all adjusted and came back and played, but like the way y'all still have like hunger, like y'all are hungry to improve. Don't lose that because that's special.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, they had 3 plays with 167 yards. I mean, we just got to eliminate those explosive plays like we talked about. Obviously they happen, but, they can't happen at the big scheme of things.
Mm-hmm. Wrapping things up, fellas, moving on from Iowa State, we'll keep this part brief. You know what time it is. You see that?
I see it.
You see that?
We see it.
Mm-hmm.
What's understood ain't got to be said. Mm-hmm. What do we need to know about Texas this week? How you feeling? Where you at? Talk to us. Ain't got to be long. Ain't got to be short. What's on your mind?
Honestly, I think, last year happened. That's obviously been kind of a big focal point, all throughout the offseason. I don't think much needs to be said. This episode, I think we can dive into it a little bit more next episode, just because all the preparation is still pretty early and everything going into it right now. I mean, obviously, man, you come to Oklahoma for one reason. You ain't coming here unless this game's on your mind. This is probably the biggest game. This game's bigger than, a lot. Oh, yeah. And I think guys, especially that were on the team last year, that have been through so much. You know how it is, man. This is a game that you want bad. Like this game's bigger than life, man. I think, especially wearing that Oklahoma in the front of your jersey, like there's so much history and past, so much sacrifice from the previous guys. Us being keepers of the room, like this game means so much to so many people in the state of Oklahoma that like this game is bigger than life. If you're representing that jersey, man, you got to put all out you can this 1 week. I mean, obviously the preparation doesn't change because we prepare to a standard, not to an opponent. But with that being said, I think the mindset is, it's Oklahoma. That's just what it is, man. It's just how it goes, man. It's just kind of something that doesn't need to be said. Everyone knows it. Everyone thinks it.
There is nothing like this game.
We prepare to a standard, not to an opponent. Somebody quote that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's something that, obviously, because, I mean, man, you can't treat any team differently. I think that was kind of something that we did last year, and I think it's a bad habit, man. I think that's how you have games where you go into it and play down to an opponent because you prepared, like you were like you're an undefeated team, that's why we have that mindset every week. We're just trying to go 1-0 because, the second you let the foot off gas, it's very easy last week to, think about, we have Texas coming up. So we're going to look past them and start preparing for them instead of preparing for Iowa State. I think we even did that, last year too, going to the K-State game and stuff like that. And so, obviously, you touch that stove and the stove's hot. And so you learn a lesson there. I think it's been a big focal point, man. You prepare to the standard. The best is the standard. So every single week you got to give your best.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's some Venable lines right there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we're just around for 30 hours a day.
True.
Hey, man, I'll tell you this. Now that I'm no longer playing, this is the game that I think about the most. All right. This is I think about every little detail, the comeback, the years before, Kyler Murray, all that. So with that being said, cement your legacy. All right. That's all I got. That's all. I don't think we got to say more than that. Good luck to you, fellas. We got anything else for our listeners this week, y'all?
It's up.
Beat Texas.
Already know.
All right, y'all.
Deuce.
Later.